Yeah,
Like Friday morning fries.
Yeah, yeah.
So there's Friday morning arcade.
Testing.
We have already we have Friday morning arcade, our normal game podcast.
Mhm.
We're adding on Friday morning after hours.
Yeah.
And now in October, we shall add Friday morning frights.
Yeah. All right.
Dude, our podcast is set, man. All right. All right, we'll go in 3, 2. Hello, everyone, and welcome to Friday Morning Arcade After Hours, our completely unscripted, unprompted, no plan, just go episode that we shall be continuing.
Yes. So my name is Nick Ryan, and
I'm Brady Keith.
Yeah. So first, I want us to get into a game that I have been playing the crap out of, and that is have you ever played Kazan or Kazan?
No.
No. Okay, so Kazan is a new Souls-like. Have you ever played Code Vein?
No.
Okay. So
My really only Souls-like games are Hades and Soul Calibur. Well, not Soul Calibur. Dark Souls and Elden Ring. Those are my.
Okay. So basically, Kazan, I think it's Kazan. I don't know. I'm probably gonna be switching it up a lot, but yeah. So this is a new Souls-like, based out of the best way I can kind of like.
That's what I'm hearing. I'm hearing the echo from her headphones.
Yeah. The best way I can. There you go. Alright, it should be good now. But yeah, the best way I can kind of describe it is it kind of has a similar art style to Hades, but with like a 3D model almost. So like, you know how like with Hades, it's more of like an animation-esque thing. With Kazan, it's like full on like 3D models with all of the character stuff, and but yeah, it's a really great game. It surprisingly for a double A or an indie developer, it's like super well made. I really loved it. I've always loved games that, especially Souls likes, that have their own fixed character. Dark Souls and like the Soulsborne series has always like been known for its character creation, and because of that, you don't really get a whole lot of character growth or anything. A lot of it comes down to my eyes. I just entered into the gates of heaven, by the way. uh, but yeah, like
Sorry, you couldn't see our faces. Hang on.
so yeah, but like it's absolutely it's a great game, but with a lot of Souls likes, I know that like Neo has William, Liza P has P, which I'm not sure is actually Pinocchio. I don't think it is.
I don't
But
know if Liza P is supposed to be Pinocchio. I think Liza P is like its own thing.
yeah. But yeah, like it's I've always loved those types of games because it's an implementation of your normal story mode, with just a Souls-like or Soulsborne aesthetic and also gameplay. But yeah, that's been the game that I've been really rocking out to. How about you?
Now, are we talking like console game, mobile game? What are we talking here?
Any game.
Lately, I don't know what it is, but I've been rocking good old DC Dark Legion, the new mobile game that DC just dropped. It's like Fallout Shelter, if you remember that mobile game, and like
Yeah.
things in that realm. But it's just been kind of fun. It's just like a nice little idle game that I can put on in the background and play for a little bit. It's like a city builder in with like fighting and other things. I'm currently level 10, and if you can see that, there's my ad if you want to add me.
Yeah, that probably.
But yeah, it's just been kind of fun and just I never upgraded that. Okay. But it's just been kind of fun to just hang around and play. And I don't know.
Yeah, it's been a hot second since I've like actually played a good mobile game. Obviously, like Supercard has been really good.
Oh yeah, Supercard has like stepped up their game this second half of the season. It's just banger after banger after banger, and they stopped with the freaking collectibles events. Like they were, I mean, I think first half we got 12 collectible events. Now it's like died down, and we've gotten a few collectibles like events, but it's more of like a event with you can get collectibles. But it's just been fun. Like, what's your highest card while I look for mine right now?
I'm not sure the specific level, but it is Penta. I got that first card. I'm trying to get a duplicate now. But it's absolutely, I was so happy whenever I got that card because you have like two of them, right?
Yeah, mine's maxed out.
Yeah.
Proud.
Yeah, so I maxed mine out a couple days ago, and I was like, okay, now it's time to work on that duplicate.
Yeah, I have maxed out Prode Penta that he was just talking about. I got the Lexi card that I'm getting ready to pro from the WrestleMania Fam event. I got the Damian Priest. I got the JBL. I got the Liv Morgan too. So I'm only missing The Rock for the LTE limited time event. But Penta is still my highest card right now.
Yeah. Have they released WrestleMania cards yet?
Not yet. I think that'll be in May. Let me check the daily calendar. But I believe it drops in May.
Okay. Because I'm excited. I've always been a big fan of like what like new designs they've.
Oh yeah, they dropped this card like yesterday. It's the Dashing Cody Rhodes. So the whoa,
Yeah.
It's only smoke and mirrors. Whoa.
Yeah, that old school Cody Rhodes before he went to
the American Nightmare Homelander gimmick, which your babyface American Nightmare is about to lose to one of the greatest of all time and heel John Cena, who better bring back that Mustang entrance that he did at like I think WrestleMania 35 or 4. Dude, that is like perfect heel Cena entrance. Like it's gonna be beautiful if he brings that back.
Do you really think that he's gonna lose? I feel like
you cannot do this. You cannot have this whole buildup of John Cena turning heel and all this stuff aligning with The Rock, selling out his soul, and have this crazy, amazing, chaotic thing, and then have him lose at WrestleMania on his retirement tour. Like he's gonna win. He's gonna win.
I feel that what's gonna happen is that because there's no more pay-per-views until WrestleMania, right?
Yeah, we're officially done with pay-per-views.
Okay.
Unless they throw in a random Saturday night main event.
Oh yeah, that's true. So yeah, like I don't know. I feel like that there's a chance that he may like turn babyface and then retire. I don't think that he's gonna go for another championship run, or if he does, it's gonna be like super short-lived.
Let's talk about the new signing that they just brought in. They brought in Ray Phoenix. Talk about we were just talking about his brother Penta earlier.
Dude, I'm so excited.
It sucks that they're putting them on separate brands for right now, but I get it, so they can build up their credibility. But once they get back, Oh, I better see some top rope drop kicks into Mexican destroyers. It's gonna be beautiful when they come back.
Yeah, because originally I had got into Ray Phoenix and Penta when they were in Lucha Underground.
Oh, dude, I love
Yeah.
Lucha Underground is my show. I bought all seasons.
Yeah.
I loved it because it was ahead of its time.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
It was complete. It was like one of the first intergender places that had all completely intergender titles. I think the first like women to win it was unfortunately Sexy Star, who's ruined that name with what she did in the Mexican arena, where she like after her opponent taps like broke her arm and was just like, I loved Sexy Star in Lucha Underground, and then she goes and does that, and just like I can't say anything about her anymore without looking like, why do you support her?
Yeah. Yeah, but yeah, so I got into like Penta and Ray Phoenix, and then I think didn't Mysterio go to
Yeah, he was
Lucha Underground for a while?
he was Rey Mysterio. He had the dreadlocks at one
That's right.
point.
That's
We
right.
had go off the top of my head because I remember so many people for some odd reason. All the people in WWE that was in Lucha Underground was Ray, Penta. I was about to say Ricochet, but now he's in AEW. Well, let's just go over the people that you may know. So Ray was in there, Penta, Ray Phoenix, Andrade.
Andrade was.
Andrade was in there. Who else was in there? I mean, if we're just including everybody, Johnny Mundo was in there.
Yeah.
His wife Taya Valkyria or whatever her name was in there. Who else? There's like a lot of names that I don't remember who are actually in it because I don't remember their names in Lucha Underground.
I know that.
Oh, Swerve Strickland was in there.
Yeah, because he was like what Kill Shot or whatever.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was like Kill Shot or Kill Switch.
And then let's see. There's that one dude, Big Rick, which he was like. He was like later 2000s, early 2010s era of WWE.
Oh, Chavo Guerrero.
Yeah, Chava was in there. Yeah, there were like that show was like super cool because it also like provided a lot of these like not well-known wrestlers who were mid-carders who eventually got fired a way to like step out onto the scene, because before like AEW there were really like you would go to the indies, you would either go, if you were lucky, you would go to a Ring of Honor,
Oh,
a PWG, or maybe like NJPW, or
and if you're like really lucky, you could get to TNA.
yeah.
Like, but now, honestly, now it's like WWE, TNA, New Japan, all the indie shows, AEW.
Yeah. I'll like I used to love AEW, but yeah, like, and a lot of it comes down to like the roster. Like, you had the Lucha Brothers, you had CM Punk, Cody Rhodes. Is John Moxley still in AEW?
He's there. He's still there. He's currently fighting Swerve.
And that's right, yeah. Which I've heard some people say that there's a chance that he might be coming back to WWE.
Which one, Swerve or Mox?
John Moxley.
I wouldn't mind it. I'm not gonna lie. WrestleMania 40, the moment the Shield music hit, the first name I screamed was, "Damn it, Dean Ambrose!"
Yeah, yeah. Which like I loved Dean Ambrose whenever he was in there, and then by like 2019,
Like
whenever he
it
turned
was the
heel.
second Shield reunion is where I think he like fell out of Dean Ambrose and became more John Moxley, and that with that disastrous U.S. title reign he had.
Yeah.
But honestly, I think there's only one thing that's keeping AEW alive, and it's not Mox, it's not Swerve, it's not anybody on that roster. It's the timeless one. It is Toni Storm is the only reason AEW is still alive.
She is, yeah, she's one of the...
She had, like, the biggest, like, glow up. Like, getting fired by WWE was the best thing to happen to her because we got timeless Toni Storm, and that is the only reason I think AEW still lives is her. She is their star, not Mercedes. Mercedes, please drop the belt and come back. AEW is not working for you. Like, it really isn't. It's not Mox. It's not Swerve. It's definitely not Jericho. It's timeless Toni Storm and Mariah May. Mm-hmm. They are the main reason AEW is still alive to this day.
Yeah, I wish that Vince would have like left the company earlier.
Vince leaving was the best thing to happen to WWE because now we have the NXT and A crossovers where we get all the time. Like my favorite wrestler of like current generation, Tatum Paxley, and Gigi Dolan are currently fighting for the Knockouts tag team titles.
Yeah, and is Matt Cardona still with TNA? I know that he kind of like jumps
no
from
Matt
indies.
Cardona, the indie god.
Yeah,
he's kind of still on the indies. I think he recently did one show for AEW, but he's kind of he's the indie god, the internet wrestling champion.
Yeah.
He's the indie man.
His
wife pledged our allegiance to Queen Chelsea, and Chelsea of the United States. We pledge allegiance to you. It's been one of the best things for WWE. Like, she's supposed to be a heel, and we're pledging our allegiance to her.
Yeah. I hope that like Cardona like does go to a TNA and like start doing some runs with WWE. Because like he really came into his own after his run with the WWE.
Definitely. Now, as much as I missed the woo woo,
yeah,
you know it, him leaving was the best. But speaking of TNA, shout out to Chris Bay. Did you see him finally like walk into a ring again on the Indies? Shout out Chris Bay. That man, it was a scary time. It was just a spot that got messed up, and he's been paralyzed for a while, and he finally has like walked and set foot in a ring for the first time forever. So shout out Chris Bay.
Yeah, there's very few like comeback stories that like have been like that bad, and like it's like that's not like just doctors. That's like something else. You know what I mean? Like, cause like Daniel Bryan, or actually it'd be Bryan Danielson now. Like he was out of wrestling for
Bryan Danielson and Edge.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Cope.
Copeland. Yeah.
It's just Cope now. It's just Cope now.
It's just Cope because they're coping and seething about the absolute like viewer decrease that they've had within the past year.
Yeah, it's been bad for them. We got completely sidetracked. This was supposed to be like we were gonna have like a gaming tier list of characters and stuff, and now we're here on WWE and AEW and stuff. But hey, it's after hours. There's no strict thing.
Yeah.
This is our fun episode. This is where we just get to have a podcast and just not stick to a thing. This is just us.
Yeah. I think that like there's like so much like going on within the gaming world outside of like the games that we cover that it's just kind of nice to like sit back and go like, oh well, we could sit here and talk about like Kazan or Assassin's Creed Shadows or
2K25.
2K25, yeah.
But like this, it's just nice because we get to just be us and talk. So we're gonna keep going.
Yeah. So I just finished. So right now I'm going through all of the Final Fantasy games,
Oh, yeah.
1 through 16. I
Oof.
just finished Final Fantasy 4, and it was a journey. That last boss fight was super hard. Like a Final Fantasy. Have you played any of the Final Fantasies?
Yeah, I've played 14, 15, Final Fantasy 1, I think 13 and 12 are the only ones I
Okay.
played.
Okay, so like your only like retro one was the first one.
Yeah.
So what's really cool about Final Fantasy IV is that it's in that role playing like normal like RPG like turn based style, but it's also in real time, which means that you can attack anytime you want. It doesn't matter. Which then adds in a bunch of difficulty spikes because if you take too long trying to choose an attack or a strategy, you're getting attacked yourself. And that's a game that if you guys haven't played, I would say play Final Fantasy 1, skip Final Fantasy 2, that game's trash. Final Fantasy 3 and 4 is good. And
I remember 2. I remember I played 2 now. That game sucked. No, I'm glad I threw that out of my memory. That was me playing it.
with like because they tried to do like dialogue options, and it was just like
They tried to be ahead of their time, which they weren't ready for.
yeah.
Also, shout out to the Attic, our school's coffee shop. The amount of money I spent on their lemonades. Anyway, shout out to them. They're awesome.
He's keeping the lights on in this place, you know.
Yeah.
Bow down to Brady.
Yeah. Bow down to this Princess Diva, because I'm the female version of a hustler.
Yeah.
All
right.
That's a little shout out to one of our blooper reels.
Yeah. So, but yeah, is there anything?
I mean, we still have some. It's just us. Like,
Yeah. I mean, like I can, like right now. Last night I stayed up late and I started playing God of War Ragnarok. I got to the bear fight and like that was really cool. And then earlier this week I started playing Borderlands 2. So
yeah. Why don't you? I'm curious. What are you currently like watching or rewatching right now?
So right now I'm rewatching Shogun. I mean, like anime wise, I'm not really watching anything. Everything's just kind of dried up. You know, I'm completely caught up on solo leveling. Unfortunately, Dragon Ball Daima is done. I am really excited for the Devil May Cry anime. That one's gonna be absolutely peak because originally they did have a Devil May Cry anime back in like the late 2000s, and it was horrible.
Yeah, I'm currently watching a show from my childhood. I don't know if you know it, Kaijudo.
Kaijudo.
Yeah,
No, I
it had a card game and like an online card game, but it's basically Pokemon but martial arts.
Okay.
So like they use like martial arts techniques and stuff to like summon out like here's a monster, for example, Tetsuri the Unchained. It's like one of the like sacred banned beasts that you're not supposed to summon, and this like prodigy summons in the first episode and stuff. But no, I've been rewatching that as like a childhood show and stuff, and it's been fun.
Yeah. I usually don't like rewatch stuff because in my opinion, like if you have to rewatch a show to remember how good it was, and it probably wasn't that great. But yeah, like Shogun is Shogun, that show is like you have to like constantly go back to it because it's kind of like reading a book. Like you may get certain takeaways by reading that book once, but then going back and reading that book again, you have a totally different perspective, which means that you're able to extract a bunch of different things. It kind of reminds me of Attack on Titan. Like I finished that show and I went and rewatched it again, and like you get little hints of like Aaron. Wait, have you seen Attack
Yeah,
on
I've
Titan?
seen it.
Okay,
all.
okay.
You're good.
You like get little hints of like Aaron, being a Titan, and there's a bunch of like really cool, kind of foreshadowing that I personally never really caught until after I came back to it. So, I I think that it's kind of a dual-edged blade, where like you have some people that will, or some shows, I guess, that you have to rewatch it because it's not that great, and you have to. It's kind of like Arrow,
Oh.
like those CW shows, to where it's like.
Speaking of Arrow, we could also talk about how good old Cody Rhodes was in Arrow.
That's right, yeah.
He,
All those
ironically, this was, I think, Stardust era Cody Rhodes. So, and funny thing is, he fell into like a vat of like Gemini, I think is what they called it. But in reality, it was Stardust to play at the role of him being Stardust. I think that was kind of funny. But honestly, I know everyone's like, The Flash is the best Arrowverse show. I was the Legends. I was watching the Legends constantly.
Yeah, watched Arrow and Flash, and then because of how big those shows are, like they're like 12 seasons.
9 seasons for Flash and then 8 seasons for Arrow.
Oh, okay. So yeah, about 10 seasons. So that's about 16 or 17 seasons combined.
It's about like I don't know, 40 hours.
Yeah, because it's like 30 hours or 30 episodes, and each episode is like 30 to 40 minutes, and it's just like, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
And then, like, unfortunately, by like season 5 of Flash, and then
Season 5, it just...
yeah, that was whenever it took a big nosedive.
I think
so.
the musical episode, though, kind of like saved like that. No, if it was after, it kind of like helps. Like it went musical episode.
Yeah, that kind of that episode took me out so bad.
I actually liked the musical episode because it let them just relive their Glee days.
I don't mind it. The biggest problem is that like it is like it reminded me of Kingdom Hearts 2 whenever they do the musical sections. And it's like you go from like fighting Sephiroth to going back to the Little Mermaid world, and you have to play a QuickTime event with a musical, and it's like, what happened? What happened to my boy?
Yeah.
But, yeah.
Sorry, little Tamatanga there. Is there any books you're currently like rereading or reading?
So right now I'm reading Siege and Storm, which is it's from the Grishaverse. The first one is Shadow and Bone.
Which I think just had a TV show made about it.
Yes, yeah. It had one season and then it got canceled immediately. So I had a lot of problems with the first book, because it felt like you're very vanilla, like Divergent or like Hunger Games, like that type of fantasy novel. And then this book it was really good. I'm probably gonna finish it up today, and like there were a lot more like lovable characters. I feel like the biggest problem with like the last book was there was a lot of artificial conflict, that it kind of came down to like all those conflicts boiled down to like if they would just talk, like sit down and talk, it would be okay. And with this book, it's like you know, you have times where it's like, oh, well, this person gives a snide remark, but it's just a snide remark. It's not like boiled out to be this huge conflict. And like, yeah, if it, I know that there's like another book out of the trilogy, and then there's 3 spin-offs. So,
Yeah, I just finished a. I say it's a book, but it's really an audiobook I listened to from on Audible. The Strange Case. It's a Jekyll and Hyde retelling,
oh, okay.
and it was really, really like, it was really good. Honestly, like, it's 4 hours. It's a 4 hour listen, but it was really good. I finished it yesterday. It was like, I don't know. The storytelling, it was beautiful. It was like 9 episodes or 9 chapters, I guess you could also say. Like, basically, it was like a TV show that you couldn't see in a way. But it was really good. It was like, it's been something I've been getting back into, because normally, big reader, I currently have 3 books in my backpack right now. But I don't know. There's just something about audiobooks that have been nice to me, because it's like, you don't have to sit there and not be able to do anything and read when you're reading a book. But when you listen to an audiobook, you can just go and you can do other things while listening to it. So that's why I've been getting back into it and paying like the $15 a month for it and stuff. But yeah, that's the one I just finished, and I was just starstruck, because like, I think there's a guy in there who sounds like Idris Elba, but I don't think it's Idris Elba who actually plays him. Vanessa Kirby plays Jekyll and Hyde.
Oh, okay.
It's been really cool.
Is that the one that you were listening to on the bus going to?
Yeah. No, the one that I was listening to on the bus was a Winona Earp.
Okay.
I don't know if you know that show.
No, I
It was just like 4 like 30-minute stories.
Oh, okay.
4 or 5 of them.
all right. So it's like an anthology of a bunch of different stories.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's just
Yeah.
I think it was Winona Earp, Tales of Purgatory and stuff. But no, this book, I was just starstruck on it, and I just was loving it.
Yeah, I really loved like those OG like stories, like your Jekyll and Hydes, your Bram Stoker's Dracula and stuff.
Your Frankenstein.
Yeah. I mean, H.P. Lovecraft is a phenomenal writer.
Phenomenal writer, terrible person.
Really, I don't know the history of him.
Big racist, big
Oh.
racist.
Yeah,
Like, his cat.
I have
I'm pretty sure, if I remember correctly, his cat's name is the N-word.
really
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah. So,
So-
big racist.
But again, you have to separate the art from the artist. Obviously.
You can't do that sometimes. I'm looking at you, Melanie Martinez.
But yeah, that took me out. Yeah, I have like a big like anthology like book that has like all of his writings. I have another one with like all of Grimm's fairy tales.
Oh, I love
Which-
Grimm's fairy tales. That's, like, don't get me wrong. It's all right. It's Disney, a big corporation, lots of side things that they have. But just the fairy tales, I just don't watch them. I prefer to read Grimm's versions of them. I don't know. I think what Disney needs to do now that they have so many like R-rated platforms that they can put stuff on, remake them and use the actual like story.
Well, yeah, you could do like even little like anthology show.
Yeah,
to where it's
Just
just
like you did that with
Cinderella.
Visions.
Yeah.
Visions did that, where it was like a whole bunch of Star Wars anthologies. You had I'm blanking because I'm me and ADHD when I have it in my head and it's gone.
Yeah, there's a couple of them. There's the What If series.
Thank you.
There's also that one, I can't remember the name of it, because like Wait, Visions is the
Star Wars.
yeah. Is that the anime?
Yeah.
Okay, so then there's that other one. It's like something Jedi. And it's like supposed to be rendered in that old school like Clone Wars or style. Um, I'm blanking on the name of it, but yeah, like there's a bunch of those really good like anthologies out there. I mean, like even there's that one show that has like a bunch of the um, PlayStation games.
Oh,
It's on Prime, I think.
hang on. I have Prime on my phone. I know what you're talking about.
Because like I know that like one episode had Sifu,
One
Uh,
episode had God of War, and like one episode had
Warhammer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let me see if I can find it real fast. My phone is like showing me all these old stuff. Any new? Also, let's talk about. Have you seen the Doomsday cast announcements?
I have, and
What is the biggest name or character that stood out to you that's coming back right now while I look for this show?
RDJ. RDJ is Doom. I think that he will. I have a feeling that he will be the one to revive Marvel because, at least in my opinion, Marvel hasn't really been great. Or hasn't been on the same level of greatness since Moon Knight, which, speaking of, Jekyll and Hyde type of shows or split a personality a type media, I think that he'll be the one to slowly garner in a new era of Marvel, and I think that people will start kind of coming back in, and I'm really excited for this new cast. What about you?
The one thing that stood out to me is one of the people was Channing Tatum, that they're bringing him back for Gambit. Like he was fighting to play Gambit for years, and I mean years, and he finally got to play him in Deadpool and Wolverine, which shout out, love Deadpool and Wolverine, one of the best movies.
Movie.
And it's just, I don't know, it stood out because they saw him and they saw how much light and how much love he brought to the character, which that's not what a lot of people do anymore, is bring like love and like want to play the character. Like, I think the only two people that I can name right now that is Channing Tatum and Ariana Grande. Like, those are the two people who got the roles that they've been fighting and vying for, and they were finally able to do. And they did stellar because they have brought the love of the character to it. Like, she brought the love to Wicked when she played
Wicked,
when she played Glinda. Sorry, Ari, if I pronounced that wrong. And Channing brought so much love and light to Gambit. Like, that's you don't see that a lot. Like, you don't see people doing that. Like, there's no real like love for a character. It's just like, oh, I got casted as this. Like, the only people who I remember stood out to me like that were before Channing Tatum and Ari were RDJ Ryan Reynolds and Deadpool, RDJ and Iron Man. I know he really loved that role.
Yeah, pretty much all of the original cast.
The OG 6 Avengers, they loved their roles.
There's that one dude from Reacher who's been like trying to vie to get the Batman.
Oh,
I don't know his name off of my head, but he's in
It's literally right here.
The Art of Ungentlemanly Warfare.
He's also in Hobbs and Shaw, and that would be Alan Richardson.
Alan Richardson, yeah.
Like, he brought a lot of love to Reacher. Like, don't get me wrong, Tom Cruise, he did all right. He did all right for the Reacher when they did the movies, but Alan Richardson just brings Reacher to life.
He does. I think that he'll be the next like Henry Cavill. Big dude in Hollywood who, is reliable as an actor.
Yeah. Personally, to me, I think the next choice for Batman is Jensen Ackles. because
I've heard that.
he's another one who really loved it and stuff.
Yeah,
But I think he's another one of those.
But yeah, I think. I mean, we're reaching 40 minutes on this.
There's 40. We just struck 40. It's time for us to go to our next class. So we're gonna end Friday Morning Arcade after hours off on this.
Yes, sir.
And we're signing off.
See ya.